All right, John. So we're going to be learning about the clarinet today.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's a pretty new instrument. I know you've never played it before. So let's take a quick look at it. So just looking at your clarinet, we have a few pieces here. We have the mouthpiece, which is right at the top here. The ligature, which you have here connecting your reed to the mouthpiece. Barrel, your top joint or upper joint, and your lower joint, and finally the bell.
Cool.
So all these combined creates your full clarinet. Just a quick note, you want to take a look right at your reed here. There should be a little bit of the black mouthpiece just sticking up over the top of the reed. Yeah, so you can kind of adjust it, make sure it's centered on here and centered on the flat part of that mouthpiece. So you can kind of, adjust those, make sure the screws are, nice and tight so there's no wiggling of the reed and it should be right in place. So when you go to grip the clarinet, it's like every other woodwind instrument. So our right hand is going to be on the bottom with our thumb right below this thumb rest. And your left hand is going to be on top. So if you look at the holes here, clarinet's kind of unique because we have all these open holes as compared to some other woodwind instruments. So your thumb gets this key back here, this hole, and if you follow my fingers down, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and your pinkies can rest right above these keys right here. They'll be used eventually, but for right now, they're just going to be kind of hanging out. So, and also make sure with your this right index finger, make sure it's not resting on these side keys right here. Just keep it nice in place, nice curled fingers, and that's exactly how you're going to hold the clarinet. So now we can look at our embouchure, so how our mouth is going to work. So first thing we can do is we can take our thumb, once you're done adjusting your reed, of course. We can take our thumb and we can put it up to our chin here to kind of mimic the mouthpiece. So we want a nice flat chin with our bottom lip curled over our bottom teeth. So you can practice that. And the top teeth will be on the mouthpiece or on your thumb right now. So you can kind of practice the feeling of that. Exactly, right. Exactly.
Feels great.
Yeah, it feels very good.
Yep,
Sounds good. So with clarinet, we can use voicing. So what that is, that's the shape inside of your mouth. So for clarinet, let's think of an E voicing, kind of E. Try to say that with me.
E.
Yes,
E.
and mainly that's getting the back of your tongue to raise in your mouth. So it's going to create a nice voicing for us. So let's take off the barrel from our clarinet. Carefully, we can either hold on to that. So this should create an F sharp, concert F sharp when we blow on it. So we can check that real quick with this fancy little tuner. So we should get an F sharp from this. Yeah, exactly, and you got it up there, it started a little low and you brought it right up with your voicing there, and that's exactly right. Cool, so now let's put this back on here. And just a note when we're assembling, make sure it's nice and aligned. Our reed should be centered right with that octave key there, or the register key, sorry. So we're going to learn our first couple of fingerings now. So if you remember, like we talked about, placement of those fingers, right hand on bottom, left hand on top. Yeah. So we should have a nice 45-degree angle, nice posture. So our first fingering we're going to learn is an E. So you're going to have thumb and first finger is what the fingering for that one is going to be. Yep. And your right hand can just rest right above those open holes there without pressing anything down. So let's try that together. This is an E. Yep, really nice. Yep, very good tone there. And you're using the voicing just like we talked about. So let's do a D now. So all we're going to do is add your second finger. Everything else stays the same. Yep, and just make sure you have a nice angle. And I think that flat chin is going to help with all that. Yeah, really good. Last fingering, C. Just add the third finger there. That's all that changes. Yep, really good. So we have all those. So can we try an exercise here? We'll play E for 4 counts, D for 4 counts, and finally C for 4 counts. Perfect. I'm gonna play a little bit quieter so we can make sure that you're getting everything perfect. Really good, and the pitch is really nice. We're matching pitch really, really well. So next thing we have to look at is articulation. So that's going to be using our tongue to create the starts at different notes. Exactly right. So with clarinet, we're going to be using the tip of our tongue right on the tip of the reed. So very nice, clean articulation.
God, tip of the tongue on the tip of the
Tongue,
reed.
tip of the reed. It all makes sense.
It does. I've never heard that one before.
Absolutely. So let's practice that articulation with some different rhythms. I think something fun we could do. I'll play some rhythms, and you can echo them back to me. Perfect. And this is going to be on an E. Really good. Yeah, I think some of that squeaking might be voicing. That's just my first guess. Also, it could be the reed, just making sure that it's placed correctly. But sounds really good, nice tone. So taking that articulation that we just learned, also, I just want to note one thing. Without even talking about it right there, we did different articulations, right? Some staccato and some slurred articulations, and you applied that really, really well. So using those articulations we talked about, let's play rolling along here. So it's going to be pretty simple. Also, one note, we are adding a G. Just fingering for that, just open. Pretty easy. So let's see if you can add that in, and let's play roll along. I'll just listen to you play it this time. I'll give you a tempo. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 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 Really good. Yep, and that's our final first introduction to clarinet.
Perfect.